Well, just like you can have a business breakthrough, a career breakthrough, a financial breakthrough, you can have a relationship breakthrough. And lately, Datta and I have been through that. And on the other side has been more love and acceptance, fun, a lot more better things, less conflict. And we want to show you what we've been doing. Hi there, Rachael-Jayne Groover here, and you're watching Awaken TV, and this is the place for people who've been on a personal and spiritual development path for quite some time, and you want to awaken your impact, inspire change, and create wealth. And today we're talking about intimate relationships and the number one promise that I made to myself, not to Datta, that changed everything. We made the biggest promise to each other when we got married back in 2008 now, and we've been blessed with an amazing relationship in many ways, but we are two intense people. We're intense in a different way, and we're on the road a lot together, we're in hotel rooms, we work together, we obviously live together. So of course, like any other relationship, we've always got things coming up and working on that. And lately been noticing those niggly, edgy places of conflict and not ease and triggering each other. And this number one promise that I had to make to myself, it just hit me one day when we were apart. He was in Oregon for a trip and I was at home, and I was just really meditating about what was going on in our relationship. And I had this idea about this promise. And I'm going to go so far as to say that you must make this promise to yourself. If you are serious about having a long-term, committed, healthy, happy, exciting, fulfilling relationship, there's no way around it, but we always find ways to dodge this understanding. So in relationship, it's a lot easier when you're on your own to feel happy and, be able to take care of how you feel because no one else is triggering you or plugging you in or their emotion is affecting you. And so the promise that I realized that I had to make was that I am 100% responsible for the way that I feel. Even when Datta's around, when he's doing his thing, his intense thing, his thing that triggers me, I am 100% responsible for the way that I feel. Now, I'm not saying you are responsible, you're 100% responsible for their actions. I'm not saying you're 100% responsible for the way they feel. I'm not talking about codependency here or you taking on everything in the relationship. But when your partner or a new date comes to you and says something that makes you feel a certain way, you need to come into alignment with you can choose in that moment where you put your attention. You have 100% control on how you feel. And when I said this has changed everything, it has, because now when Datta says that thing, I can quickly go into my reaction to it, but I've made this promise to myself that I am not blaming him ever for the way that I feel. So I can either shift attention right there, or I can bring up something. I can share that I'm feeling this way and I have a request. But the lightness, the expansive nature of me around him has just gone huge. And the coolest thing is, when he was away, after he had some time in Oregon, he was riding, he was in the out in the hills, he came back and said, "Honey, I've had an aha that I'm letting you off the hook with how you make me feel." And I was like, oh my gosh, who entrained who? Who was the one that raised their vibration, that got clear, that allowed the other person to come to the plate? And we've been celebrating this promise ever since. Now, would you agree this is easier said than done? When you think of the moments that you get pulled into the ickiness, the messiness of your relationship, well, here is a practice that is going to help you pull it apart if you're like, I really am up for this. I need to make this promise to myself if I'm going to have a happy, healthy, functional, amazing relationship. So the practice is over the next week, I want you to keep a journal of every time you blame someone else for the way that you feel. Now, that could be a politician, that could be someone who's just written a Facebook post, that could be your partner, that could be your daughter, that could be your sister, that could be your mother or father. It doesn't matter. But I want you to see how many times your natural reaction is to blame someone else for the way that you feel. And as you watch it, just in your day-to-day interactions with anyone, you'll get better at watching it with your intimate partner. And that brings us to Resource of the Week. And this week is my best-selling book, Powerful and Feminine. If you haven't read it, grab a copy. I'll post the link below, which goes into a lot more tools and tips. Actually, there's 35 practices in that for women to embody more of their feminine energy, their presence, and their ability to have an amazing relationship, whether you're single or coupled. It is a great resource to have. And if you're willing to do this weekly challenge, this journal of who you blame because they make you feel a certain way, I want you to post a comment below. Post like, I'm gonna do this, or I'm aware who plugs you in, who triggers you, or if you've got any questions about Datta and I's relationship or this promise, I'd love to hear from you. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like this video, feel free to share it with other people who are also on a path of personal and spiritual growth and want to have an amazing relationship in their life. And if you want even more awesome resources to awaken your impact and inspire change, head on over to Rachael-Jayne.com and sign up at the top of the page for email updates. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, everything is temporary, so be as present as you can and enjoy each moment as much as you possibly can. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Awaken TV.